Stop that. You don't get one, you're late.
We do have a late start today, so we are starting at 4:48, and we do now have quorum, so we can get started, Luann.
Okay, welcome everybody to the HPC meeting. Let's do our roll call. Claudia? Chris? Luann? Here. Brad?
Yep.
Okie doke. Craig? Katie?
Yes.
Kelly? Nancy? Here. Allison?
Here.
And Kim. All right. And we do have a quorum for our meeting, so that's good, so we can get started in this. The first thing we'll do is look at the minutes, if you all had a chance to go through them. I looked through them at home this afternoon. I know that you two probably had a chance to read them while you're sitting here. Brent, did you have a chance to go through them at home? Okay. What? Anybody have anything they wanted to change, or are you ready to approve the minutes?
I'll make the motion to approve as presented.
All right, Brent approves. We have a second for that?
I will second.
Okay, great. Okay. Pick it up. Moving on to new business, all right? So we're going to talk about 213 West Mommy Street. And we have Amanda here to talk with us, and Allison will go ahead.
We have an applicant, Amanda Taylor. The tenant is Lake and Linen, and that is on 213 West Mommy Street. The description of the proposed project: the applicant is proposing the installation of a new hanging sign to improve the visibility of the business entrance. The metal sign frame will measure approximately 3 feet by 1.5 feet and will be mounted to the painted wooden board above the entrance door. The sign will not be attached to the historic brick facade above. The proposed sign colors are alabaster and white, which are compatible with the building's existing color palette. Vinyl lettering in the window was staff approved in June, and the applicant is not requesting facade grant at this time. The complete project will include the installation of a new sign. Scroll down here. On the applicable guidelines, page 64, sign states the general understanding and approach of signage should reflect the character of the building and its use. Signage is short-lived as businesses change or graphics need updating. Attention should not be paid to cover or remove historic details that give the building its historic character. Historic signage should be preserved. In this case, there isn't anything hanging there, and you can see there's the wooden boards above the door, and that is where the sign would be attached, not above here. And this decal is in the window currently. Page 65 states where signs must be mounted to masonry, they should be mounted on the building in areas where a sign previously has been installed to minimize any new holes or masonry materials. Or they should be installed within the mortar joints. Signage should not cover nor remove elements of the building that give its character. And in the image here, you can see the dimensions of the sign. Kind of similar to that one we looked at for Indie Cowgirl that kind of protruded out a little like that. And then my staff evaluation: upon the review of the proposed project that does comply with the applicable standards and the Angola Historic Preservation Guidelines, staff has reviewed the applicant's proposal for the installation of a new sign and finds that the design is consistent with the character of the Angola Downtown Historic District. Staff recommends approval of the proposed hanging sign because it is compatible with the character of the building and complies with the standards and guidelines. The sign will be mounted to the painted wooden board above the entrance rather than the historic brick masonry, minimizing impacts to the historic material. The proposed size and location are appropriate for the storefront and will improve business visibility without detracting from the architectural features of the building. Additionally, the proposed alabaster white color scheme is consistent with the existing building and compatible with the surrounding historic district. Therefore, staff recommends the approval of the certificate of appropriateness as submitted. And then we will have Amanda come up if the commission has any questions for Amanda.
Hi, I have a question.
Absolutely.
Has the old frame been removed already for the awning that was there?
I think it is removed. I will double check.
Yes, that's been gone, so
Okay.
that, it was up here, that's been gone for quite some time, so even in
Okay.
this photo, you can see that they were removing the frame at that time. So it's actually been gone, I would say, for over a year or more.
Yeah.
Okay,
So there is nothing there. This is a pretty good depiction of what it looks like right now.
In that white area, she had a metal sign that was like flat against that white area, didn't protrude out, but that has been removed.
okay.
So this is here, this is already here, this would like to be here.
Anybody else have a question for Amanda? For her new business? It's pretty straightforward. The sign will be in the same place, so there's no worry about no holes in the bricks or anything, which is really important for all of us.
So that's mainly what we look at for signs, if you were putting in the brick, that it would go in the mortar joints, which just kind of helps preserve the brick over time.
Yeah,
That was really where my question came of, if that was removed, has that mortar been repaired?
Yeah, that white area is that
Wood.
it's wood, yeah, so that's what we'll attach it to.
Brent, I can go and look at some point, but that awning you're talking about was probably taken down before her times, and I'm not sure, before mine too.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure what they did in those areas when they took it down, so.
When I go for my walk tonight, I'll go that way.
It's been up there for, that white wood has been there for a year or more, I'm
Okay.
sure.
I like those kind of signs.
I like the shingle.
Yeah, I do too. I like it a lot.
So
I
the
think
board
everybody
has-
would do it.
The board has always been there, you can actually still see it a little bit here, they painted it white. But these are the areas that Brent's kind of talking about that, might have at some point had some damage from this being removed if they didn't fill it, but I think they painted that when it was the Lash Lounge in that white color, so that they didn't add that, they just painted that.
Do either of you have a comment or question for Amanda? Katie, have anything?
I do not know.
Then if anyone would like to make a motion,
I guess we'll do that. Does anyone who would like to make a motion to approve the project?
Make a motion.
Second.
to approve.
So the motion has been to approve the project at 213 West Maumee Street, downtown Angola, 071522026. We have a motion, we have a second. So everyone in favor of this motion, say aye. Aye. Anyone disapprove? Okay, motion passed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And one other thing I want to say, I was chatting with Amanda before, she said the ribbon cutting is next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
I'll be there.
Is that, what time is that
The ribbon cutting is at noon, and then we'll have a grand opening from 4 to 7 for the public.
Okay, so that would be good for us to show up.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We love that.
Love that we have, you have,
Carrying swimwear, apparel, and
We'll do home goods
home
at,
goods.
at some point, yep.
If you need us a new swimsuit.
I'm gonna go.
I'll take it. Do I have time for a quick question?
Yeah.
Let's follow up with this, like, do I need to get an official approval letter from you before I have someone hang the sign, install it, or?
So once it's approved here, we will send it to permitting, which would be Grace, who you've been speaking
Yep.
with. And then she'll do a sign permit for you, and then you'll be ready to hang.
Okay, perfect. I'll look forward to that.
Okay. And I'll email you and I'll let Grace know and she'll reach out.
That sounds great.
Okay. All right,
Excellent.
thanks,
Thank
Amanda.
you. You guys have a great
Thank you.
evening.
You
Thank you
too.
for
Bye.
coming in, Amanda.
Yeah, thank you.
See you on Thursday.
I hope so.
Bye-bye.
Would you like that up by then? You'd
I
like,
don't know, if we can, that would be great. My installer could probably do it. He's local. So,
And that was on the 20, or
If not, it's the window decal.
that should be okay, so.
Okay, I'll just look for your email, Allison.
Okay, sounds good, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, moving on. Old business?
We're on cemetery tours.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, cemetery tours next.
I just kind of wanted to give you some of the flyers just for your dates. That is not ready to send out to the public yet because we need to put the QR code for ticket sales. I have reached out to Angola Main Street and they're willing to host, they hosted the ticket sales for us last year.
Oh,
They're
good.
willing to do that again.
So they'll run the money through them then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, so all the sales will
Yeah.
go through Angola Main Street, so they'll be a partner on that. And then Trine University, so Luann works with students at Trine and then also, some public, what would you call do you have a group name for like your local actors here and
Just the
actresses?
theater company.
Theater company.
Yeah, Tri Theater.
And they are all volunteers, so they will portray, different people in our history, and we will be at Circle Hill Cemetery. That was also approved by the Pleasant Township trustee. And then I've also reached out to Kathy Aldridge to kind of start getting with her. I talked with her a little bit before she left for the winter and just told her that we would be interested in doing that again. It sounded like she was on board to kind of help us do that. So Kathy is a historian, I would say, and
She's on
also
board.
Yes.
Brent's mother.
She's on board, Brent?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And she has a lot of the history already on Circle Hill, so it was really nice for us to be able to do that last year. She had all the background and then she kind of helped some of the volunteers with their characters and
How do they pick the people who to talk about?
she tried to pick more notable, so like the Henrys or, names that people might have been familiar with or a story that most public might have known about, or just interesting stories. There's
So she's a cemetery nerd, I would call her. She's my mom, I can say that.
Yeah.
She's done cemetery tours from New Orleans up to Minnesota, all along the Mississippi. She's been to almost every cemetery within 25 miles of here. So she goes through and she'll look at tombstones and just try to find what she can about those individuals. So one of the individuals that was on the tour last year that people wouldn't know the name or anything is someone who died climbing a mountain.
but his story was very interesting.
Yeah, his story's extremely
It's the
interesting, and
stories.
there's a lot of local ties and
Oh,
doing those. I mean, I have my favorites, but she has a few more that were not in the tour last year, so that'll be nice.
and I think it's okay if we had a couple from last year to do over because people really love that. And I know I talked to Jan, she said, I want the same character I had. I love that character. I learned so much about it. The people that we get for the tour, even the students, they're so fun because they go do their own research too, to add to it. They'll go after. So what happens is Kathy gives me the pieces and I make sure they get to the actors and then they turn it into their own words. They don't read it. They wear the makeup and the costume, but they put that all together themselves, their makeup and their costume. And then a lot of them went and did their own research to add to it, because they wanted to learn more about their character. You always have to learn more, even if you're only talking for 5 minutes. But it was very successful and very fun and the community just loved it last year. So we're going to kind of increase it a little bit and go quicker and shorten their times to 5 to 7 minutes. So that's something I really want to work with actors. So,
So as the new treasurer, with the money in and out, there's nothing out, right? We're not paying anybody. It's just all coming in.
No, we have a little bit of money from last year that's in like our downtown fund right now. And I would like to buy some solar lights for this year. So there are some things I think that we would like to look at buying. And you and I can kind of get together and talk about that. But we really last year, we just received the money from the tickets and we haven't done anything with it. So I think as this rows we would want to look in to start, you know, maybe spending a little bit or decide what we might want to do as an organization that could be a historic preservation project with some of it. Doesn't have to go back to the tour.
Okay, yeah.
But it needs to be something within our group. So, right now, I believe we have $600 in that account from
Oh, that's
student
great.
sales from last year,
Wow.
so. So the only thing I'd like to definitely look at buying would be some lighting for.
We need this, even if it's just, well, I don't know about solar, cause it could be rainy and then we wouldn't work, but we do need.
Lanterns or
Lanterns
something.
would
We all
be
brought
neat.
lanterns in, we all brought what we had, cause we had no money last year whatsoever, so it's like, I brought a couple lanterns, you brought lanterns, everybody brought stuff, but we need more because it's dark on the trail. And a lantern, and we do need, I know a problem was they couldn't find some of the actors because it was really dark in that area, so you need to have, you know, a couple lanterns by the actors so that they can see where they are, because it was just kind of dark. We didn't have enough lanterns,
8
but
p.m. this time of year is bright, but 8 p.m. in October is
Yeah.
starting to get a little dark out
Yeah.
there.
And taking, you know, the docents around before the night to walk the paths. Like, I can walk through that cemetery and probably blindfolded and show you where the places are. So probably that'd be something to
do you want to do that?
could.
Yeah.
Well, do I want to walk through blindfolded? No. But would I take the
That's what I'm
docents and
saying.
show them where the spots are? Yeah.
Yeah, and we had a meeting, I had a meeting with them all, I don't know if anybody else did, but I met with all the actors up at the cemetery and I had the map and they all found their places, which is really important, we don't want them to find them that night, but where we meet in that little lodge, they got their makeup on and changed their clothes and we sent them out and off they go.
We could open that up this year to the docents, so when we're meeting with the actors, we can have them come. I will tell you when I've done that before, some people show up and some won't because you're
Right.
talking about volunteers.
Yep,
But I think this year maybe what would be nice is if we could just take your mom's map of like the route, and I could even email that out ahead of time. And then I didn't think it was a bad idea that we maybe had some different colored lighting in some of the spots. So like it was a spot to turn left or right, we would maybe have a red light at that corner so they knew which way to go. So we could look into that too, the
Yeah,
lanterns and maybe some other.
yeah, we met with the actors, but we didn't meet with the docents, we didn't meet with them, they were kind of on their own that night.
The docents are like a tour guide.
Yeah,
So
like
they
a
were-
tour guide,
yeah.
so.
So they
This
were,
is so new.
yeah, so they would come to, we use Common Hall, so that's where we would check in. And then as far as the HPC committee, we usually ask that you guys would help at check-in or take one of the days, so either be there on Friday or Saturday or both, whatever you prefer. And then get a list, so you would just check people in, so you didn't necessarily have to have an acting role. Some help in that department was
Yeah.
nice, but the docents are tour guides, so they would meet the group and then take them around to the actors and then lead them back, so you weren't just telling people, go on, and,
Yeah.
cause that would
Good
not have
luck.
worked. So docents last year, we had some high school kids from the FIST organization. Some of our friends and family were docents, but they were a non-speaking role, so they were just kind of taking people through the route, through the cemetery.
Yeah, and they're really important, and they did a great job. They did, but we did have the FIST students, right? Was it
We had a
FIST?
few of the FIST students, but so last year we did a tour every 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And the actors felt like that was a long break in between groups. And so, and again, we sold out on tickets and had to turn, I would say 30 to 40 people away. So, I mean, we had a large amount we turned away. So we did talk about doing every 15 minutes so we could then do more ticket sales and then also not have the actors waiting half an hour.
And if we're talking about reducing the presentations to 5 to 7 minutes,
5 to 7 minutes.
that's
And every 15 minutes, it'd be a lot better for the actors, and they had to wait a long time, you know, between groups, and it's dark and spooky out there, so. And we had turned so many people away, so this will be good. There's a lot of people now are like, said, you guys gonna do that again? And yeah, we're gonna do it again, like, oh, I can't wait, so it's really popular. And then we're starting early, so this is good.
Yeah.
We'll all have jobs, so it's really important that you look at your calendars, and I know you'll be there, right?
and I'm a backup for a couple of the.
Well, yeah,
I
that's.
don't take one of the acting roles, but I'm a backup, because I know a couple of them,
Just in
Someone
case,
doesn't
right?
just in
Yeah,
case
just in
somebody gets
case.
sick or.
Right.
So
We
you'll
need
start
that.
kind of seeing that on our agenda, but for now, I just wanted to get you the dates to put in your calendar. And then we'll kind of talk about it as we progress, but I think for now, Luann, if you're able to talk to some of your actors,
Yeah,
students and friends.
I will get started on that. School starts in a month, so I haven't met with, then I'll.
Sure, but when you do, then you've got the
But
dates.
I already, I'm sure like I'll see Amy Oberlin and she loved it and Jan. So, I have and someone else, I have 3 definites for sure already. And that's before I see the kids, students.
And then you and I and Kathy will get together,
Right.
after you kind of start talking with the kids, and we'll get together, us 3 as well, so. And then that's all I had for that, so for now, just kind of a save the date for everybody. My other new business was the QR codes. That was the grant through Indiana Humanities that we received. Those will be QR codes that will be on some of the historic buildings downtown, so there would be a QR code to scan on the Brokaw, so someone could scan it and it would tell the history of that building. And so we received a grant to be able to buy the QR codes, to be able to do a walking tour downtown. We also would like to video record that, so when someone scans it, if they're maybe seeing impaired, it would be something that they could listen to while they're walking or even at home. So we had some money to be able to do that. The city right now is working on some website updates, so I'll have a Historic Preservation Commission website through the city of Angola, so we'd like to link that onto our page. A lot of people, again, still don't know that we have a Historic Preservation Commission, so this is all kind of for public education. That project will not take place until 2027, but I'll be working on it over that course of time. So as we get a little bit closer, which we're probably a year out from that project, I'll kind of start getting with you guys, and I'll start meeting with Kelly. So our partner group is Angola Main Street. And what I'm kind of looking for from HPC is when we have the tour downtown, just help for volunteering. The background and history has already been done on those buildings, so it'll just be kind of a process that we'll start moving along on. So I believe we have at least 10 buildings that we're doing QR codes on. But with that walking tour, I'd kind of like to see the same thing, that maybe on that day we'd have somebody at the little chapel that's pretending to get married, or, some people at some of those stations, someone at the courthouse. I don't know what they would be doing at the courthouse.
Getting hauled out.
Getting hauled out in there,
Yeah.
orange. So I think that'll be fun, but again, that's a year out, so we'll kind of work on that. We'll kind of touch base on it every meeting, and I'll let you know some progress on it.
How's the QR codes being posted? Are they stickers on the windows or?
There'll be like a little plaque, like a stickered plaque that will be on the window, so it wouldn't be attached to the building. Also, if they fall off or deteriorate, then we would have some money available. We could reorder those. I'll probably look at ordering them from Gauntlet, so we'll probably keep it local.
This is a good thing though. We've talked about this for years and we've done all the histories. A few years ago, we just went crazy doing all the histories of the buildings. So we have all that done, and so it's gonna be a fun project. Really fun. After this one, right? We do this first.
This one done first.
We get through this, and then is there a time frame to have to spend that money for the QR code?
We have a year to use it, so a year from,
Okay, so
I believe it needs to be done in August of 2027.
okay, so we have
We have a year.
a year and a month.
Mhm.
Okay, that's good. So we get through this, and then we can get started on that.
Yes,
That's exciting.
it is exciting.
It's very
We have a lot of
exciting.
good
We've been
things
wanting to do
happening.
this for a really long time. So this would be very great for our downtown.
Mhm.
Be really good. Thank you, Allison.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other discussion on the QR code? Anybody? Okay, so talk about old business.
Old business, just to kind of briefly recap, 120 North Public Square is Healthies. That was the new signage. I don't believe that's up. But them, and then 130 North Public Square was Bike and Soul, so they are having that same person make those signs. Once those are complete, those will be hung.
Yeah, because that's not all up yet either.
50 North Public Square was the Bad Mercantile. That sign is up. They're open. They're thriving. They're loving being downtown. So that's nice to hear. 108 South Wayne is Indie Cowgirl. They have also hung the sign and they are open now. And it looks very nice in there if you get a chance to even look inside and on the outside it looks great. It's nice to actually see someone in that location. And then 107 Gale is Jenny Lou's, and that was the garage door, and they have not begun to hang that
Yeah,
yet.
I went by that the other day, yeah.
And then we also did the Historic Preservation Month photo contest. We did pick the winners, but we haven't done a whole lot with the photos. Again, I think some of my intention with those are to use on the website. We'll kind of be able to use that for some imagery. I like the idea of using them for cards or maybe making some things out of those, but kind of like we said, we've never really had any money before either, so.
Did they get notification that they won?
They did, and we put a post out on Facebook, and they received a prize package from Angola.
And they did get that?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep,
good.
everything's been awarded, and they have gotten all their items, so we just have those photos to use in any way that we see fit.
I mean, and that is, that happens in May, so, we usually get started on that early on too, so that people can start taking photos. And we had a lot more this year than last year, so.
I think last year we had 3, this year we had 15
Yeah,
submissions.
so that's a boost.
And we'll continue to do that again. Main Street provided the gifts for the winners, and then we, the city, we bought the trophies, so I got a little trophy and a gift bag. And it was kind of an inexpensive thing to do, but again, trying to let the public know that we have a Historic Preservation Commission. And that's Historic Preservation Month, so that's our way to kind of celebrate that.
I missed out on that one, so what type of pictures were entered?
They had to be of something that was 50 years or older within Steuben County, and it couldn't be nature, so it couldn't be like a tree. It had to be a building or a barn or, something that was a headstone, anything like that. But
It was really fun to judge them. It was really fun to see what they did.
so we had 3 groups. So there was a black and white photo category, a color photo category, and an 18 and under, so a kids category. And they just submit their photos, and then we go over them here and then decide who's the winner in each category. And then they give us approval to use those photos in any advertising or anything we'd like to do. So we'll do that again for Historic Preservation Month for 2027. I thought it was fun, and I think we'll maybe see as we continue that, hopefully we get more submissions, so.
But we will do that again, so I can, be talking to Sarah, about that, Sarah Zimmer at school. So
Yes.
maybe some of her students can start thinking about it, because she teaches photography, in the fall and in the spring. So, I'll let her know. Some of her fall students might, go ahead and do some
I got a few
photos.
submissions from her class, so that was nice.
Yeah,
I think
so-
at least 5 were from her group, so that was nice.
She does a lot of good stuff with the students. That would be great.
And then that's all I have for old business.
Okey doke. So reports. So anybody here, any of our members have a report or anything lovely to talk about?
Nothing for
I
me.
do not.
Nothing lovely, nothing lovely, nothing lovely. Usually I have a lot to say, but I don't.
When school starts, you will.
School starts August 24th for us.
Starts August 5th here.
I know, that's
Well,
Angola.
that's trying.
for Angola. Trying. First teacher day is, I think, the 17th. So that's everyone. Okay, so nobody has a report of anything going on historic? I have gone through where they took down that old school down there on 200 North and 200 West, where they're gonna put the roundabout. Just making a face. So sad. Okay, anyway.
It's out.
That's the only thing I have to
It's
say.
out of
It's so
our
sad.
area.
It's so sad when I go by there. Oh, we tried to stop it. We sent letters. It postponed it for a couple of years. I mean, we did get a little break, but we weren't in, they're not in our district, so we have no say, but we really tried. I hate going by there. Anyway, okay. Tim, do you have anything? Oh, you don't? Okay. Anything tonight? And that would be staff, and you're the only staff tonight here, Allison, so have you got anything?
Nothing else for me. So we can make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, so,
So moved.
are you making the motion to adjourn?
Sure.
Sure. Brent making it? Who's gonna second?
I'll second.
Okay, Katie six, all right. Then I have a gavel. Well, I don't have a gavel. Meeting adjourned.
And our next meeting will be Wednesday, August 19th at 4:30.